Hello everybody, my name is John from Silent Candle Games here, and I am here to give you a quick outline of our upcoming game, Heroes of Estaria. Heroes of Estaria is a fantasy role-playing game aimed at tabletop gamers of just about any skill level. Jumping straight into it, the overall mechanics of this game work off a D6 system. The D6 is pretty much the only dice you'll need readily available at the table to play, and you won't need that many of them either. The percentile dice are used by the Game Master occasionally when they need to roll for treasure or prepare loot in advance, but typically you won't use them that often. The tone of the game is dark, deadly, and action-packed. Customization is also the name of the game here, as you will have a variety of ways to customize your hero and a variety of ways to customize your monsters if you're the Game Master. The setting takes place in the irradiated world of Estaria, a world of multiple fused planets. The game can support any setting, however, from early medieval to late sci-fi. The lore in this game is light and the content is heavy. There is plenty of lore to work with, we just do not push it. Combat in this game is dynamic as it can get bloody very quickly. Since you can critically hit, succeed, and critically miss-fail much easier in this game, combat keeps you on the edge of your seat, as the tide of battle can change really quick. That being said, you're not going to accidentally stab your ally for critically failing. That would only happen if you critically failed twice in a row, and that is known as a double critical. Attributes in this game are going to be pretty standard. You have your 6 primary attributes: Constitution, Agility, Intellect, Strength, Willpower, and Charisma. And then what's unique to this game is the 7th attribute. The 7th attribute is Technique, and this attribute allows you to gain stat points at odd intervals of 1, 3, 5, 7, and going on, and allows you to learn any class ability or traits at even intervals of 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. This allows cross-classing to be a lot easier and allows people to learn abilities outside of their primary and subclass. Attacks in this game, pretty standard. You have 1d6 for accuracy, and then however many d6 you roll for damage or spell damage. That depends on your weapon and your character's abilities. Magic in this game is high fantasy. Anyone can use magic, granted they learn how, or they already have a means to use it. Spell casting for heroes is pretty simple. Enemies cannot roll to resist or evade most of your spells. However, enemies typically do have a few immunities to them, meaning that while your frost spell may have absolutely wrecked enemy A, enemy B may be hardly affected by it or completely immune to it altogether. It's kind of a rock, paper, scissors aspect. The DPD is another unique mechanic to this game, and it stands for Dealt Per Difference. In this game, most attribute tests aren't simply pass-fails. The degree to which you fail determines the punishment in which you receive. So, for example, if someone shoots a firebolt at you and you barely fail your agility test to dodge it, it'll only nick you. If you critically fail, chances are it probably hits you square in the face. Action economy in this game, you have 2 actions and 1 quick action per turn. Actions can be used to move, attack, use an ability, use a spell, and a few other things. Quick actions are kind of like your utility actions. They can be used to perform a light attribute test, they can be used to swap out your weapons, and they can be used to use an item out of your utility belt. Character creation is pretty straightforward. You have your race. You choose your race, choose your classes, choose your starting gear, pick level 1 awards, and then you're good to go. There are 12 colorful races in this game: humans, elves, cat people, robots, deep sea people, and then there's going to be many lost races as well. Typically those will come out in the future or lore-wise. There are plenty of unexplored places in the world of Estaria, and the world itself is highly irradiated, meaning that there could be new races to discover and rescue every day. The class system is a primary subclass system, and there are 40 classes to mix and match. There are many ways to learn abilities outside of those 2 classes as well. Heroes of Estaria features common classes like the Bard, Engineer, Paladin, and Druid, with, of course, our own twist, as well as unique classes like the Night Lasher, Low Priest, Deckmaster, and Azure Battle Mage. Equipment is simple. It's pretty straightforward. A +1 suit of armor gives you +1 to your armor stat. +2 boots of speed gives you +2 to your speed stat. They rank from +1 to +5 and cost anywhere between 100 to 500 gold. +3, +4, and +5 equipment are exceedingly rare. Items are going to be pretty simple and fun. They are fun consumable items like fire bullets, frost arrows, grappling hooks, throwing knives, and cherry bombs. They offer you a lot of variety and roleplay inside and outside of combat. The EXP system is a little unique in this game. Every play session awards you 1 to 2 EXP, granting you 1 to 2 attribute points for you to increase your attributes. EXP in this game is actually awarded on time played. So if you play for 3 or less hours, you're awarded 1 EXP. If you are playing for 4 or more hours, you will be awarded 2 EXP, 2 experience. The reason why we do this is because we don't like experience being tied to one individual act, such as battle or combat. We don't like it being tied to one specific thing. We feel that if you are playing the game the way you want to play it and you are enjoying the play session, that you should be rewarded with experience either way. Feats and traits. There are 18 feats to rank up in this game. They start from rank 0 and can be ranked up to rank 4. Feats determine innate capacities such as jumping distance, lifting strength, and your perception. There are 200 traits to choose from in this game, and they offer you unique talents, stats, or even modify the way your abilities work. For example, a psionic bard may be able to play their song, use their song skills by the power of psionics, and may not need an instrument to use songs. A spellcaster may find a trait that allows them to use their spells at a much shorter distance, but they are also much more powerful. So they're going to be kind of character modifying traits. Crafting in this game is one of our more favorite mechanics that we have. It's pretty simple, and it boils down into 3 types of crafting units. You have your material, your alchemical, and your technological. Basically, some of the formulas for crafting, for example, a health potion only require 3 alchemical units, and those alchemical units could be anywhere from berries that you find in the woods to chemicals that you find in town, or even a magic crystal that you found somewhere. As long as they're quality, they can be boiled down into a particular type of crafting unit, and then that crafting unit can be repurposed into a completely different item. So crafting has been very fun and very successful in this game, and we're very happy with that mechanic. There are plenty of items, equipment, and gadgets to craft. Hero perks in this game. Being marked by the Divine grants you slightly supernatural heroic perks. Most of these are quality of life gameplay perks, such as auto healing outside of combat, our Zen mechanic, accelerated character development, and a heroic status among townsfolk. The stack system is a 1 to 10 measurement for how bad you have a status effect or wound, such as poison, frost, burning, stun, head wounds, going on. At 10 stacks, you'll typically suffer a dangerous side effect, like receiving double damage. For example, with the status effects or the stack system, it kind of helps paint the battlefield a little bit. You may have enemy A just has 2 stacks of poison. He's feeling a little nauseous, nothing too bad. Enemy B may have 10 stacks of poison. They are probably puking out blood and guts at that point. Hero A may have 2 head wounds. They probably just have a small gash on their head. And Hero B has 10 leg wounds. They've probably broken their leg by that point. And they would probably have a hard time moving then. So that's kind of what our stack system works like. It helps paint the battlefield, and of course at 10 stacks you typically suffer some dramatic effect. Moving down to GM tools. Oops. Looks like I was one behind there. Moving down to the GM tools. The campaign, NPC, enemy, and ability creation tables and walkthroughs are included in this game to help a game master develop their own campaign. It even includes a sample campaign in the game, so you can quickly get started and kind of see what this game, or how, what you would need to do to start a campaign. It kind of walks you through the basics, how to plan for encounters, and what information to share with the players and what information to keep to yourself. It also includes a loyalty and descent into madness system. The loyalty system is great for encouraging players to collaborate and cooperate with each other, and it also you can also reward your hero players loyalty points for pursuing the main storyline. Loyalty points can then be exchanged to respec their character should they wish, or used to acquire unique treasures from the gods. The Descent to Madness system is a 5-stage mechanic that is for the opposite, and it is going to be for some of those more troublesome players. The enemies in this game consist of bosses, monsters, and pawns. Pawns are going to be 1 HP cannon fodder. They typically die, and they're typically defeated in 1 hit, and there's not much micromanagement involved with that. They are wonderful for scaling size and difficulty of combat. Your monsters are going to be your basic enemies, and bosses are going to be your basic enemies but with a bunch of extra stat enhancements and perks. They're the big baddies. And we have other unique mechanics such as Healing Arts, which is the ability to kind of manipulate your healing powers. Mass Summoning, which allows summoners to use all of their summoning spells all at once for a high-risk, high-reward ritual. A Disruption, the ability to negate or interrupt attacks if you're more of a defense-oriented character. Gadgets, which allow you to use hero-like abilities once per combat. Law Magic, which is a light bluish magic that's kind of the law of the land. There's Curses, which are very dangerous to the hero. If a hero is cursed and they reach 0 HP, they immediately die, and there's no save to that if they are cursed. Instant speed actions, so you kind of have the ability to react to another creature's action, and typically you will rewind combat like a second or two for something like that. We have weather. Radiation storms specifically is a thing that can happen, and it can happen anywhere, and it forces your hero players to suddenly find the urgency to have to find deep shelter. Then we also have a bunch of different optional rules you can use if you don't prefer some of the rules that this game offers you. For example, we have the no class, solo class optional rules, and a lot more to modify the way you play the game, really so that you can just play the game the way you want to play it. That's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate your interest in this game. If you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please let us know, and have a wonderful rest of your day.